Hi, thanking you for joining me for part 11. I'm sorry, part 12 actually. Sugar, excitotoxins, and using fats for the body's energy fuel and fasting for healing. But before I get started, you saw me having my head down. Actually, I'm saying a prayer for us so that we can win this battle against this food that we're eating every day that's causing us to become sick. All right. Now, in part 11, I did talk a little bit about the stomach and how the stomach should be in an acid based form in order to trigger the liver to break down the fats and the fatty acids. Okay. But we have to ensure that the liver and the colon are detoxified so that stuff can go down into our system very smoothly. But before we do that, we need to take some apple cider vinegar and some maybe some milk thistle, something with 8 ounces of water so that they can help detoxify the stomach area, and that junk can be released into the small intestine. All right. So the only way we can do these things also is to eliminate eating too much and eating too much carbohydrates, because these things are causing the insulin level to increase the blood sugar. And so when we eat the food, it's broken down into the basic nutrients, like your protein is broken down into the amino acids, and fats into fatty acids, and carbohydrates into glucose, which those things go right into the bloodstream. Okay, and so breaking down the sugar, the starches, and the fiber are the basic forms of carbohydrates. And of course, carbohydrates turn into sugar as well as protein. Now, because remember this, once the food has been consumed, your body will either use the calorie as energy for the body fuel, or it will store the calories into the fat cells to be used at a later time. Now, according to a doctor, he says the body begins storing the calories as fat within 4 to 8 hours from the beginning of the meal. So the body will store the first 1,000 calories within the liver and the muscles for immediate energy reserves into the glycogen. So once that glycogen, the calories are utilized for energy, and then the body activates the stored calories within the fat cells, known as the triglycerides. So it's known as the triglycerides. So then we have to replenish or depletion of the glycogen calories. We have to deplete that. So the point I'm trying to make actually is that the matter is that the darn sugar, y'all, is the most unpleasant and unhealthy effect on the brain and the body. It's causing us to overeat and gain body fat. And it raises the blood sugar and the blood pressure and the insulin, and then it causes insulin resistance and so many other health problems. And let's just see if I can get your attention here. That dang sugar lowers the testosterone, and the testosterone is what's responsible for the muscle mass and the sexual well-being. And this stuff reduces growth hormone production too. It reduces the hormones that helps us to burn the fats and maintain the muscle mass. Hey, mister, it leaves excess body weight. And Mrs. too, it leads to excess body weight, and it lowers the sex drive and trouble with erection. Okay, now, I know you don't want that. I know you don't want that. Now, do you? So in women, it leads to fuzzy memories, lost hair, acne, and other stuff as well. Just understand that eating a meal, it turns into carbohydrates. In turn, 50% of that is glucose, and 50% of that is fructose. So it causes that blood sugar to rise, and this will allow the sugar to enter inside the cell for energy. And this is when we are at risk for diabetes. So now during the metabolism, our liver is the organ that is responsible for controlling blood sugar between the meals. Well, anyway, oxygen will pull from the blood and into the cell with glucose. And then inside your cell, the glucose now is burning so that it can produce heat like the ATP. And the ATP is that molecule that is stored and releases the energy. It gives us the oxygen, okay? Or not into the mitochondria, okay? Because the mitochondria, it takes into the nutrients and it breaks them down. And then it creates an energy into the cells. And that's how the energy works in the cell. Okay, and I'm gonna stop right here, and then I'm gonna talk more uh, in the video part 13. We'll talk more about the fat process or the fat burning process. Okay, but thank you for listening. Know that I love and care for you, and I hope you understand, because this process is long, but I want you to get the gist of it as much as possible. That's why I'm going into it a little deeper so that we can understand some of the terminologies that are being used. When we hear it, we'll be able to understand it and connect it. All right. Thank you again for listening. God bless, and know that I care and love you. Okay.